And we can see that also in making love. To me, we also have this idea. I've heard, I think it was in movies or in literature, or I don't know, like, oh, do we make love now? Or do you want to make love or something? And the guy answers, oh, we're not animals.
Mm-hmm.
Let's, I don't know, first do that
Yeah.
and that. This idea that, again, that we are apart or higher than animals,
Yeah.
and that this instinct of making love would belong to animals, but we are not like that.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, this is a false belief that leads us to crazy things around sex. When we don't accept that it's our nature and that it's okay to have instincts and that it's okay to feel horny.
Yeah.
When you see in the summer, when you see tits and butts everywhere and at the beach.
Yeah.
And I think because you feel, oh, I'm not an animal, or I shouldn't feel that.
I think that's a lot also, this kind of this restraint of no, that's I shouldn't feel that, or
I'm a gentleman.
Yeah, kind of, yeah. Or what we said the other day, I think, where as a man you feel then sometimes maybe reduced to or judged by the idea that you have this desire or joy or whatever pleasure by looking at a woman and looking at the body, and it doesn't need to mean that you in your head, fuck her or do stuff or be like but just the joy of the visual joy of seeing that. But it touches on this whole thing of like, no, your men are all the same, like they always want that kind of. No, I think it's one of the strongest drives, for sure.
And this is the thing, it's like we feel, oh, these are spiritual things, high things, because they belong to our brain or our soul or high self, and everything that talks about the sexual parts are lower, and you can despise them.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why there should be a competition between all of that. These are all, we can be highly spiritual, highly instinctive and animal, and just live in harmony with all these angles and parts of us without saying this is higher. There is nothing higher. Everything has its own reason to be there and to be expressed.
Yeah, that's what I love about us, because I feel that's really an exploration for me too. Because I'm a lot in my head, I think. Even when we make love, sometimes. But every time I manage to be more, just like, I don't know, let the body do the thing or be. Yeah, that's where. Yeah, I feel like I'm touching a part that is very hard for me to just letting go of, just being in the moment. Yeah, and I come also from there's a lot of times it's a lot of insecurity, I think, but it's because I feel I always can observe myself a little bit from the outside, kind of.
But since we are kids, we've been taught how to shut down this part.
Yeah.
This instinctive part. Hey, you're not an animal, behave.
Yeah.
Or lately I told you about this theater guy, that every time the topic of sexual things happen, suddenly it's like he makes this grimace of, oh, that's disgusting, or there is something shameful or disgusting about all of that. And since we are young, there is a whole language around it that tells us you should be ashamed of this side of yourself. So you should, how do you say refouler?
Refouler?
Freud says everything that you put in the subconscious,
Yeah, when you
that you hide from yourself because you're ashamed of it.
Yeah.
But by doing that, that's where you I think this energy is so huge that it wants to be expressed, it wants to go out. So if you retain it, if you hide it, it will go out in strange ways.
But sometimes maybe also in other positive ways, I can imagine. Yeah, so in a way that opens up the question though, that because I think it's something very also unique to humans, that we put whatever bad parts of it is that we put shame on, or that we control our way of how we live sexuality compared to bonobos or something, where it's, much more, oh, we had a fight, okay, let's make love. And in our society, it's all just regulated, right? You don't want to run naked anymore. You don't. It used to be only in marriage or whatever like this. There's a restriction to it always. But I think, as you said, there's energy then that can. The energy can be funneled then into other things. I think innovations, blah, whatever. So it's not all bad, probably. I think.
Oh, when you restrict it, you mean?
Yeah, I think there can be positive outcome for society at large, kind of. It can also be that sometimes I feel there's people who are probably not very sexual, but then they are very good at creating things or doing other things.
But I don't feel it's because they've been shut up in their sexual energy. I'm thinking more about like priests that have all these stories about abusing children.
Yeah.
Their sexual energy is just shut down.
Yeah, that's in a really unhealthy way, I think.
But maybe I just think about my own case. I really feel that the more I'm in tune with my animalistic sides, the better I feel. Even if it's eating with my fingers, sitting on the floor, being in nature rather than being in a big city. Even this city life is cutting us from our roots.
Yeah.
And that's why I think a lot of times we become aggressive to each other.
Yeah. But I remember that vaguely also. That's even sort of biological phenomenon that I think if you put rats in a closer thing together, they end up having less sex, they reproduce less, they are more stressed, they like all these things.
Yeah, maybe that's why people say that in Canada people are kinder. Because they have more space.
Yeah.
But also I really feel, sometimes when we make love, I feel I connect to something so deep in my DNA almost, that I connect to the whole world at the same time, and to the whole cosmic universe consciousness. I don't know how to call it, or God, or divine thing in us, or our soul, rather than separating that. I feel the more I'm into that, the more it's all connected. There is no separation, and there shouldn't be a judgment about what is good, what is bad, what is light and what is dark. Everything is part of the same big stardust.
Yes. Yeah, I think the main, one of the things, and more that it's the sort of it has to also have a balance. Probably that's also what happens easily, that it's so good, you want more, and then it isn't good anymore because you focus too much on it, or you only do that.
Oh yeah, it's not good anymore?
Oh, it's still very good. It's also not too much, so it's not at all too much.